hotel. One suitcase, one good shirt, and a pocket full of mail. I learned to read the weather by the bend in the corn. Then I traded that river road for a train in a dome. Taller buildings, harder eyes, cold cash, cold skies. I held my breath, I held my ground. Then I heard that city sound. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today. Ticker runs red. Learn the game by the minute with a pad and a thread. From soybean fields to big deals, I can read a room. Every rise, every fall feels like thunder in June. Taller buildings, harder rise, cold cash, cold skies. I held my breath, I held my ground. Then I heard that city sound. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today. Back home they still call me son, still say don't forget where the fields meet the sunset and the nights get wet. So I keep one foot in the past, one on the floor. Every win I bring back is for the folks I'm for. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today. Yeah, I'm still that boy today. From the dirt road to the trade. Boots in New York. Hey. Market. Ooh, yeah. We the market. Pumpkin market, scalping trend. We making bread. Ooh, yeah. For real. Go. With our feet up, trading futures. Getting paid, getting paid, getting paid, getting paid. Ooh, yeah. To the moon. Getting paid, getting paid, getting paid. With our feet up. Getting paid, getting paid, getting paid, getting paid.
New song, guys. New song.
chart was mine. Then the tape turned south, and I felt that old hard grind. I seen the red come in on a trade I had to ditch. Took my pride off first, then I hit that exit switch. Ain't no shame in the stop if the plances get gone. One wrong turn won't kill me if I cut it off before it's long. Take a loss, boss, live to fight one more. Take a loss, boss, keep your boots on the floor. If I'm wrong, I know it, I don't have to stay. Take a loss, boss, trade another day. Take a loss, boss. My old man's voice still rings. Boy, don't marry the screen. A good hand knows the moment when to leave that losing scene. I don't chase that bounce back. I don't feed that stubborn flame. I can shut the book up without ever feeling shame. Ain't no shame in the stop if the plances get gone. One wrong turn won't kill me if I cut it off before it's long. Take a loss, boss, live to fight one more. Take a loss, boss, keep your boots on the floor. If I'm wrong, I know it, I don't have to stay. Take a loss, boss, trade another day. Take a loss, boss. Sunrise on the ledger, I can laugh at my own scar. A cut today ain't quitting, it's the reason I go far. Take a loss, boss, live to fight one more. Take a loss, boss, keep your boots on the floor. If I'm wrong, I know it, I don't have to stay. Take a loss, boss, trade another day. Take a loss, boss. Take a loss, boss.
Yeah, baby. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How we like the latest on my AI country song list? I swear to God, I think I have a second career as a country writer. I love that song, actually. It's really a lot of fun. What do you guys think? We're vibing it? Do we like it? Yes, no? Give me some thumbs up in the room here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So over the weekend, I had a chance to kind of organize all of our thoughts on trading BFF with ICT. And I created a general idea of what we're going to do. But I actually have even, more interesting thoughts beyond this general thought, this general webpage. But for those of you guys who are coming in, who are new to the room, who don't know anything about how we're trading, how we're scalping, what we do, this is a great, quick way to get yourself acquainted. It's the BFF with the order block strategy. I'm happy to go through it with you. Basically, So first, it kind of explains what an order block is, which is basically nothing more than just a breakout of the prior 10 period. In our case, it's the 1 minute on the 1 minute chart, a breakout of the 10 period movement with the last opposite candle as the bottom of the range. So it essentially creates a support range, if in the case of a buy block, or a resistance range in the case of a sell block. And you can go through the whole thing and pretty much see exactly how it marks it. So the idea is this, that the order block, the most recent order block, controls everything, meaning it controls direction, right? Once you have the order block, the most recent block, let's say is buy, then you are going to be taking only long trades. And if the order block is short, then you're going to be taking short trades. Very, very easy, very simple to kind of organize yourself, because it's the order block that controls the most immediate directionary impulse, right? But then you also have the dots, which is really the trigger points. And there are two types of dot structures that I think are really interesting. And ironically enough, I think the second one is the better one. So the first one is sort of the straight up momentum dot structure, which we call the bullish engulfing, where you have on the bullish side a green dot candle preceded by a candle that doesn't have a dot. Sort of this is right after the order block happens. And in fact, I would say that the most accurate signal is right after an order block is signaled. So if you have a buy block, the first bullish engulfing is the best one. If you have a sell block, the first bearish engulfing is the best one to take. So those are very, very classic, clear signals. But the other signal that I think is actually even better, because it actually offers incredibly good risk-reward ratios, is the inverse engulfing, where let's say you have a buy block and then you have a red dot candle, and then it's followed by a non-dot candle. So you're essentially using the low of this candle as your stop, and you're basically looking for an entry into position. The reason why this is so good is because what happens is you have a buy impulse, you have a sell-off that doesn't really go anywhere, and then you have a resumption of the trend, and that sell-off area becomes a very, very cheap area to buy stuff if you're on the buy side, or expensive area to sell stuff if you're on the sell side, to basically get a really, you essentially have like a 5-10 point, and then if you're a long-term holder, you could make 15, 20, 30, 40 points on a resumption of the trend the other way. So I think it's kind of really, really interesting in how you can use both of these things in terms of structures. And this talks to you a little bit about where we put the stops. You can obviously see that we're always using the bottom of the candle or the bottom of that range of the candles as our stops and target, or the top if you're on the short side. And then you have the trade management structure, and you can put it all together. Basically, this just sort of tells you everything that we do on a day-to-day basis. So all of that hopefully is useful to everybody, and you guys can get a good idea. At least I think it's visually really, really cool. You thought it was the radio, Don? No. It was I created these songs. I created all these songs. This is the Boris Radio Hour. Anyways, I hope you guys like the webpage. It gives you a very clean, basic understanding of order blocks and dots and how we trade it. And now putting it into present situation. What do we have? We have basically a sell order block dominating our structure, right? We have a sell order block dominating. As a matter of fact, I really like this sell. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to sell this. Let's go to the other account, 48. I'm going to sell this against this stop over here. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we will continue to look for selling opportunities on this particular structure. We're going to give a lot of love to our wealth charts today, because we're going to take the signals from TradingView, but really trade everything on wealth charts today. So here's the thing that I want to reaffirm now that you get the general structure. The sell order block dominates price action. We're in the short zone. The news, the latest news on the wires, that the Iranians are threatening more more conflict. I just, honestly, I think we should just fucking end them, right now. I don't even know, Trump is really dilly-dallying with them. There is no deal to be done. They should just need to be all evaporated off the face of the earth, and then everybody can go merrily about their way. But the whole thing is obviously just dragging on right now. They came in making new threats like like a midget trying to threaten a gorilla, and the markets are negative as a result of that, because everybody thought that there was going to be a deal, oil's going to come down, Hormuz is going to open up, blah blah blah. Doesn't quite look like that way. Having said this, though, whatever they throw at the market on the downside, the market has been able to lap up and buy, so it's hardly a super negative structure. But in the most immediate sense, like for our purposes, where it's like the next 10 minutes, the structure still looks relatively negative, even though I think this particular trade actually is not going to work for us. And what I'm trying to do on this particular trade is a little bit of a different variation from the bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing. The bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, the classic trade is where you have the candle here and the bearish dot. That's a bearish engulfing, especially against this this negative order block, right? I actually think that, and this is very true, especially when we're doing the buying structures. The better trade is not to trade the dot, but to trade the non-dot candle after the dot, because it usually gives you kind of a retrace entry. It's sort of the pause candle, like selling I sort of thought this was going to be the pause candle, and it looks like it stopped me out. Probably does it stop me out? Yeah, it stopped me out a little bit here on the upside. So the pause candle rather than the actual momentum candle, I think gives you better risk reward ratios, or at least I find it to be. Like, for example, if you look at this, yes, you buy the bullish engulfing, that works. But then if you bought the pause candle over here with a stop over here, you extended it, made money. If you bought the pause candle here with a stop over here, you extended, you made money. Buying the pause candle here wouldn't have helped you. Buying the dot candle wouldn't have helped you, because you had news. You had, this was all positive. This was all, by the way, a buy block over here, and then it turned right away into a sell block. And we've been basically staying in a sell block right now for the last 45 minutes, primarily off the Iranian news and stuff like that. So what is interesting, though, is that we are getting that secondary, what I call the inverse engulfing, possibly setting up. And this is where we have the sell block. We have this, still selling conditions. We have bullish dots against it. And now what we're looking for is the first non-dot candle. Although this, seems to be pretty, the buyers just not quitting. They're really, really running. And it looks like, I think within the next candle or two, they're actually going to create a buy block. So I'd be leery of trying to short this too aggressively. But if this does not make a dot with 15 seconds left, this will give us a chance to, I think let's give it a shot. I'm going to try to sell this now. And we're going to just use the top of this as our stop, as always, and then we can see if we can get any kind of resolution to the downside. So again, I'm operating on the sell block conditions, and this was a counter trend rally that died over here, and I'm basically betting on the what I call the inverse bullish, where this is bullish in a downtrend, which means I want to sell whatever failure I have here to see if we can come back down. We'll see how it's trading, because obviously news flow is going to wreak havoc with price action, and it looks like I got stopped out again, which is fine. Tiny little clips. We'll come back and watch this, and if it continues to reorient itself. Did I get stopped? Did this just stop me out to a non-dot structure? God damn it! All right, I'm gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna wait patiently here. No, I'm still in the trade. I'm still in the trade. I thought I was out of the trade. I'm still going to trade. I'm putting myself over here. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if I can survive this move. Doesn't look like it. I think the buyers are coming in, and they're going to negate. They're going to create a. There we go. They took out the VWAP. The buyers don't care. It really feels like nobody really cares about the threat in the Middle East. So the trade remains structurally up. Now we don't have a buy block signal, so we don't have anything to do until we do get a buy block. But and we're still really operating under this sell block. So again, if this candle stays the way it is, doesn't create a fresh green dot, we'll just have to go back and try to short it again one more time and give ourselves a little more chance to reestablish the position. Let me just work this out. $20 seconds left in there. All right, I'm short this. Where's my stop? Stop comes up over here. And target is going to be over here. Oh, problem is I have to move my target so fast. I'm getting I didn't have the time to cover that trade. Now I just got clipped again. All right. See that reversal over here? It's still basically like trying to short against. This is pretty much an uptrend, pretty stubborn uptrend, but so far has not mitigated, has not destroyed the sell block. So we're going to give it one more time. Give ourselves another chance to see if we can, unless this thing pierces this thing and completely blows it apart, we're going to give it one more shot on this particular structure to get ourselves resolved. Oops. But only if it doesn't give us a, we're not selling the green dot. This is just too fast. I didn't have a chance. I should have had a shorter target because I came in over here at 83 and it dropped to 78, but didn't give me a chance to cover it, which is, I would have had like a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio on this. Not necessarily. Sometimes it acts like a magnet, like right now it does, because it's obvious. And now they broke the order block, so now there's no negative movement at all. And obviously, the other thing I was going to say is this is a very, very old order block, right? This is like an hour old. It's the structure that we want to trade is obviously like only 5-10 minute order blocks that are most recent. Those are the ones that give us the highest probability. So now we don't have it. Now we don't have any trades until a new order block appears, gives some direction. In lieu of that, if you don't have an order block, the thing that you want to work on, I mean, if you want to look at direction, you can use VWAP. And given the fact that we're above VWAP, you could basically assume that we're going to be buyers. Like if you want to play around a little bit more here, let me just show you what we could do. It would be all right, long this against this stop and see if we can get this target. Oh, I got done. Nice. It moved up. So this is what I was talking about, where you have the green dot. The pause label is usually the better entry than the dot label, because you can buy against the momentum move. Now it's all going to run. So in absence of order blocks, we're just going to use the VWAP as our directional orientation for now. And we're going to look for any pause labels, any candle that doesn't have a dot, and use the prior dot candle as a stop structure to trade this. Go back to one size. Didn't go down, Shadow Dancer. We're in a straight up move here. Once the order block goes away, it doesn't matter. Or at least the way we trade it. I mean, I know that you may be interpreting it in classic ICT fashion, but that's not how we trade them here. We simply use them for directional clues as support resistance. Once they disappear off the screen, they disappear from our minds. Okay, so let's take a look at this on the move here. Sorry, so what I was going to say is we want the way I kind of want to trade this is, let me just do this and I'll show you. All right, I'm going to buy this here, and the stop is actually going to be underneath the second candle. So if you sort of assume that we're still in an uptrend, I should have waited a little bit more, but we can try to make this trade work. Let's see. It should have been an entry here. It would have been a better entry here. But the idea is when, instead of buying the bullish engulfing, you buy the, here we go. Come on, let's go. Come on. Okay, it's ugly execution, but it was just the principle of the thing. What I wanted to show you is if you kind of look at the trade, what you're trying to do is you're trying to. There's too many of these guys here. Let me take it off. you have a positive move, bullish engulfing, pause candle. You buy the pause candle. I should have waited all the way to the end though to buy the pause candle. And the stop is whatever, in this case, this dot got is lower than this dot. This would have been your stop. And coming in here was a very, very good entry on the move. If you want to try and do this again, shit, I'm getting my bad execution. Again, I'm going to stay against this stop and see if this is going to work for me. Move. The whole point is that the bullet, the dot, shows you momentum. The pause label, the pause candle, gives you an opportunity to enter at a better price, and then you have resumption of momentum like you do right now. Hopefully. Come on, let's go. Jesus. And scalping, in that fashion like this. Come on, let's go. Flatten. Let's go already. All right, I'm going to just flatten out myself. You put yourself on absolutely the right, and of course now we run. You put yourself on the absolutely right side of the trade at a better price. And I think this is a better way. So the idea was the proper way to have traded this, which I kind of butchered because I was just showing you guys, is here's the dot, you're buying over here. You're buying on this pause candle. So now, you're still running, you're still positive trend. You're above VWAP. We don't have any buy or sell boxes right now. So you're just positive trend. You're trading towards the highs of London session, which is very positive. By the way, we nearly hit 30,000 yesterday in yesterday's trade. Really amazing. Just especially given the fact that everybody was closed. All the European markets were closed. I was shocked at how much positive movement there is. And I guess the markets just simply really are looking past all of this Iranian rhetoric and I just, it's just a one way. It's just a buy to dip strategy, a story right now. Anyways, the point is that while you're within these microstructures, buying the pause candles, this candle, actually gives you better entries with better risk reward ratios, as you can see, right? Like, for example, I mean, this is already kind of a tired move here, but this is a pause candle, right? This is the breakout candle. This is the pause candle. If you buy that with a stop below here, reasonable chance maybe that you're able to resolve it, because you're going to be buying it at a better price with a shorter distance to stop and a potential to expand. But this is already like the third or the fourth move here. So could this flip the other way? Absolutely. Like if you bought the yellows all the way in through this up movement, you did very, very well. But let's see if I'm going to get my hand burnt on this one. I might, but I'm going to put a very tiny little stop underneath here. See if we can resolve it sort of short here for a little bit. Everybody following what I'm doing here? Everybody sees the basic technique, which is kind of buy the the pause candle, the retrace candle, and if there's a bounce, you can get a better you have a better structure in terms of P&L, risk rewards, and everything else. This was the third or the fourth time, so I did not think this was going to work. And it bounced a little bit, just not enough really to make any kind of meaningful profit. If this bounces, that's great. If it doesn't, it's not a surprise that this one isn't going to work because it's very old. I'm actually going to, I'm just going to flatten it out. There's no point in taking this risk. Let's wait, see if we can get some boxes established because right now we've got nothing going on here. The markets are kind of quiet. But we're still above VWAP, which puts us not only in a bullish bias structure. Those of you guys who just came in want to understand sort of the underlying ideas of what we're trying to trade with. I'm putting the web page up here so you guys can read a little bit about it. But you see, this is already the third or the fourth move here. Doesn't mean it can't go higher. It probably could. It just looks like it's a little tired, could flip itself over. But the idea is buying here is better than buying here, because if it does turn up, you have a much farther way to go up, and if it comes down, your risk is much smaller. So now we're getting yet another bullish engulfing here, third or the fourth one. And that trade would have worked. I just simply lost patience with it. But buying here 902, it's not. We're 5-10 points. It's just that's all we're scalping at this point because the market's kind of very, very quiet right now. Let me just see the news flow. Just looking through the headlines, see what else is going on over here. And the bullish move definitely happened. Here comes the buy block. Okay, here comes the buy block. Let's get long this one. A little bit late on this execution, but let's see if we can get this done. There we go. As I said to you, the single best engulfing signal is the first one after the buy block. And now I just want to scalp the pause candles. Yeah, well, we're not far away from the 30,000, but I don't think it's going to be a straight up move here. But we're busting through all the London session highs right now. Really strong recovery. Wow. Anybody take the buy block trade with me? Anybody take this move right over here? 11 to 20. Okay, here comes the little pause candle. 42 to 43. Let's see if it kind of, slinks off down here. The idea is for us would be to put a stop under the second candle over here and get into the trade somewhere here on the close of this candle. We'll be putting a stop like right over here. Let's see, I'm going to buy this over here. Stop is right underneath here. Target is here. Buy one more here just to give myself the right sizing. And the stops will be still over here. See if we can get a move. What kind of dogs do you have, Michael? Black lab and a little mutt. That's sweet. So let me show you on TradingView the basic thesis behind all of this as a structure. So two things of why I like this setup a little bit better. One, we give ourselves a little more room because we're using the second dot, not the first dot, as a stopping area. But we're really not risking any more than we would over here. Like here, we're chasing kind of like, over the skis, right? Oh, Jesus, this thing is just moving like a grooving. And coming in over here, had I gotten a better execution, I think I would have had good resolution of this trade. Again, it's a function of me not getting the best execution, but still being able to hang in this, this level and seeing if the prices really if they want to lift the prices up to my, to my target, gives me just more room to survive the trade and then hopefully resolve the trade. Now, this one, I have no idea. It seems to be floundering. But overall, it's a great technique. That's the whole point. It's, if this example doesn't work, it's perfectly fine, because there's going to be lots and lots of other examples where it's going to work well. Again, same idea. So, we're sort of repeating the same cycle. Dot, pause candle, entry would be like somewhere around here, which is pretty much where we have our entry, right over here. And the stop would be like right underneath here. So, we'll see if this rally kind of can extend. It's stalled a little bit, but regardless of whether it works or not, the technique is a superior technique to coming in on the trade, because you have you're closer to the stop and farther from the take profit, meaning you have a better asymmetric risk to your position. Hello, Tassos, nice to have you. Who else is new in the room here? If you're new in the room, I just posted the, let's see if I think I'm gonna just actually pin this. I'm gonna pin this to the channel. This is the basic rules, or the basic description of our strategy and how we trade it. A little bit of a slow start here in the pre-market open, but I'm showing the finer, the finer entry points of the technique to show you how we can recalibrate the risk rewards even a little bit better by not necessarily chasing the dot entry, but waiting for what I call the pause candle, the next candle, the sell-off candle, if you think about it, entry, get ourselves in here, still be able to hold a very reasonable stop condition, and hope that the general upward trend of the move takes us higher. Although we clearly stalled here a little bit on the moves, but everywhere along this, where's my little big dot? This one. Everywhere along this channel, these buys were excellent buys, excellent scalp buys. This is just simply like the 8th in a cycle, so it's not surprising that it's getting tired. Who's new in the room here today? Come say hi to me. New to the channel, new to scalping, wants to understand what we do here. Introduce yourselves. Tell me where you're from, too. Yeah, well, Michael, did you not hear my great song today? Yeah, I'll play the song. Well, I might as well play the song. We've got nothing else going on here. Hi, BK Trends. Nice to have you in the room. This is my new favorite song here.
Hand knows the moment when to leave that losing scene. I don't chase that bounce back. I don't feed that stubborn flame. I can shut the book plans just get gone. One wrong turn won't kill me. If I cut it off before
I'm out of this thing. It's taking too long to resolve it. It looks like it's going out.
live to fight one more. Take a loss, boss. Keep your boots on the floor. If I'm wrong, I know it. I don't have to stay. Take a loss, boss. Trade another day.
All right, cool. I love this song. Anyways, we have a secondary setup setting up here, which is a setup I kind of like also. This is the inverse bullish. We're still operating under the buy block condition. We have this burst of a sell-off, and as long as this candle doesn't make a fresh low, right? We're going to try and see if we can make the buy here against this stop and get a turn on the move here on this trade here. $12 seconds left. Boom. And, I'm really grasping at straws here because the markets are so quiet. But yeah, I mean, that's fine. That worked. That worked as a quick scalp here. It is this is another one of the things that I absolutely love to do in a buy condition. When you have sell-offs that stop making fresh lows, they tend to be great scalp trades to the buy side because you're still operating under the buy condition. As a matter of fact, if you kind of are patient, sometimes this can full move back to the highs, and you could have like a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. I don't have the patience to hold on to them, but you do, and you guys can do it. But that kind of a turn trade, super easy to spot and really, really nice to trade. Everything is just super slow today. And we had some great moves, but now, of course, the moment we went live trading, we've just been doing nothing but range bound moves here. So here's another sell dot, right? Another sell dot. See how far it wants to go. Remember, the buy block is quite far away, so it really needs to sell hard to invalidate this buy block. So you're still operating under the buy conditions. And look at that sell dot goes away. Buyers still trying to dominate price action. Oh, that's really great. That's actually the single best thing you could do, Michael. Michael says that he took a $500 drawdown and brought it up to an 88 win. That is awesome. That is literally the whole idea of how we scalp is the ability to grind it back, to come back and take those positions back. Because that's the most important thing. If you can climb out of a negative condition, look at this. And I was telling you, this barely tested, this sort of tested your stops here, but ultimately would have been a great trade. So if you bought 16, the stop would have been around 10. You survived the stop, and now it's almost 26. I mean, it's hardly huge moves here, but on a small scale, it's good risk-reward ratios for scalps. Kathy's still away today, Ben. So no Kathy. Did you want to talk about macro? There isn't much anything today except nothing today. On Thursday, I think we have PCE, which is the only thing that matters. The Europeans are talking about a rate hike in June, and we're all still basically focused on the Iran situation. That's it. That's like the whole thing. And look, like had I buying here, you had like a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio on this trade had you been able to hold. And that's why, like, I think the inverse bullish is such a strong technique. You're buying with the general trend at the point of value. It's a really, really nice, nice structure, and puts you quite ahead on the trades. All-time highs are literally right up below the 30,000 level. And it sure feels like they really want to run it. So everybody give me a +1 if you understand and see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the inverse engulfing, where you're able, you're taking the counter move against the sell-off because you're operating under this bias. And then, you're a buyer here. And obviously, if you had a sell block, you'd be doing the exact opposite against the white or the green dots. Give me a +1 if you guys understand what I'm doing. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Micheline. Who's new in the room and begins to understand what we're trying to do? The idea of trading with a trend, but at points of value, at points of where we can isolate momentum, either flipping back to our way or kind of going with our way. Well, we don't quite have like the inverse, but we have like sort of an inverse engulfing where you have the green is engulfing the red, which is kind of pretty bullish, assuming this holds. But let's see where this structure goes. I mean, honestly, it really feels very, very lackadaisical this morning. Not a lot of movement. We've been stuck in a tight little 14-point range for the last half an hour. So don't try to extrapolate too much information from there. Consolidation buck, correct English. Although breaking down, right? Support is still far away, but if it touches support, that this whole support gets what's called mitigated, evaporates. So let's see if they can hold the price in front of the support. Kyriakos Trader, are you from Greece? This is TradingView. I have it on TradingView. But we are trading well charts when we get a chance to get into a trade. So if you look over here, here's the support. Here's the red dot. We haven't broken the lows yet on this candle. So as long as we don't, that creates a little bit of a scalp opportunity with the low over here for us. but we might, because it's 23 seconds. There we go. Another fresh red dot. Looks like they really want to bust that support level. So we're like 1-2 ticks away from busting this. And that's why I really like this setup, because if there is no setup, it kind of destroys its own ideas before you're stupid enough to commit money to them, right? Like if you just sort of were trying to buy the bottom, you would have just been sunk in this sequence of trades. This keeps you out of trades, and now pretty much I think mitigates this thing. I think we touched the green candle. So on the next when this candle closes, this buy block is going to go away. And actually, we have a sell block. Now the new dominant trade is a sell block. So this is where it gets perfect, actually. So if this is a candle right over here, that I call the pause candle, meaning that it doesn't create a fresh low, we want to be short this candle. What do I have, 14 seconds? All right, I'm going to sell this right now. Against this high over here. I may have gotten way a little bit too early, but it's fine. And see if I can get myself down over here. Again, man, my execution is just horrible. All right, we're still in a sell block, and still waiting for this candle. If this candle remains a pause candle, I'm gonna put my stop against this move here and try to get a little bit shorter. Just bad luck today. Look at this, just getting clipped right on the edge here. All right, I'm short this. I'm going to be stopped over here and target over here. There we go. So hopefully you guys saw, and this is a good example of what I do all the time. You take the stop, you reset, you try again. As long as this setup is valid, you just simply reset, try again, and you can see that you come back and recover all of the position. The idea is you trade small, you take your stops, you reset, and you trade to target. You keep repeating that, the odds really fall in your favor. Even when you get bad breaks, like this was just a stupid little bad break, just took me out on the tick, and then reasserted itself as a good clean short here, right? So same idea now. If this is going to be a pause candle, then no, it's not. It's going to be another. Maybe it's going to be another red dot candle. So we're going to let that go. But clearly the sell block now dominating the flow. So we are going to be looking for sell trades if we can get the signal. And there you go. Another scalp. Just clean, right? Just keep going that way. Everybody following what I'm doing? Again, what's the better trade? The better trade is not to sell the dot, is to try to use the what I call the pause candle as your entry, because it's the natural retrace. You still have the stop over here, which is good distance, and boom, quick scalp to the downside. Well, there was a trade off the purple dot. That's exactly it, Ben. I'm just simply holding off, right? Well, so Michael, it's really, really funny. I think ICT is kind of a really interesting idea. So ICT himself is a horrible trader, right? And basically he's a fraud. I mean, there's nothing in ICT that is unique to ICT. He's just very, very good at marketing old concepts. This is nothing but the 10 period high or 10 period low. That's what this ICT order block is. It's a 10 period high or a 10 period low, but it's very effective if you know how to use it. And I think that's where that mystery lies. There are really good traders who take these very solid, excellent price action concepts and actually trade them in the way that they're meant to be traded, not as some kind of a solution to everything, but as an unbelievably valuable, interesting complement to your overall analytics. And in that sense, they really do shine. So I think that's why Lumi is so good, because she trades ICT really, really well, and she's a good trader. I just think the irony of the whole thing is that he's able to present very, very common technical analysis ideas in a way that's relatable to people, and the people who are good at putting those ideas into intelligent strategies are able to completely capitalize on his ideas. So yeah, it's just an example of where, how they say, those who don't do teach, but I actually disagree with that. I think most teachers are terrible doers, but excellent teachers. And most doers are the worst teachers in the world. People who are excellent at a certain skill are generally the absolute worst teachers of that skill to other people. So it's a totally different thing. That's why coaches are not athletes, and most athletes are really bad coaches, I don't know who Patrick Neal is. I don't really follow the Robbins Cup, but is he an ICT trader? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. Sorry, I forgot the chat. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, I just removed the chat. Sorry, I've been trading. I've been focusing on. He said ICT is a scam. Everything is a scam. Every single thing is a scam or a solution, depending on how you use it. Again, to me, ICT is simply Wyckoff rebranded, but done well. It's easy to understand. It's easy to understand the idea of a sell block. It's easy to understand the idea of a buy block, right? It's intuitively easy. It's technically correct in a sense that it's isolating basically pivot points 10 periods back. That's what it's doing. And as long as you don't make anything more out of it than what it is, it's actually a great thing. I'm wise. I'm not so wise. I'm just old. You shorting 29,610? 29,610. You must be on CFD, because we're trading futures. 610 is like 300 points away from here. So one of the things I sort of missed was this, or maybe I didn't make this trade. I don't know. This is what I call the so right here. You see, I think maybe I did. We did make that trade, right? I did make that trade. Let me see. What did I do? Was I yapping? Yeah, we actually made that trade. That's fine. we don't have anything going on right now, except here we go. So we have a white dot. Now this gets interesting. Remember, the sell block is pretty close, right? So the next candle needs to basically not reach it, because if it reaches it, the selling conditions are invalidated, and we wait for a new structure to build itself. I'm trading the 1 minute chart. Yes, we're scalping the 1 minute chart. Very, very tight stops and targets, so that all of our trades don't run away from us in terms of prop trade rules, right? We're trading the very, very tight type of prop trading rules in order to be able to get funded on it. But we already are funded. We're to get paid out on the accounts. And you can see my drawdowns are very, very tight. And generally, the whole point is just to simply, control your risk, and the reward takes care of itself, right? So this looks like it's going to invalidate the sell block. This looks like, this was just a pause that refreshes, and maybe we run back to new levels, new highs. We got about 15 minutes to the open. Let's see how this trades. The way I have it set up is, this is invalidated. The moment this sell block is touched, it's invalidated. So on the close of this candle, this whole thing is going to disappear. So we're no longer sell biased. We're now buy biased. And the reason we're buy biased is because in absence of any ICT block, we're going to take our cues from the VWAP. We're above the VWAP. Everything is green. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, when this thing disappears, we're going to wait for what I call a pause candle, a candle that doesn't have a non-dot candle. And that's going to give us hopefully a little bit of a better entry. Here comes the buy. Here comes, we just turned into a buy block anyways. And actually, you know what? On the buy, we're going to buy this. When you get the first sign of a buy block, is usually the strongest momentum sign. So we're going to put ourselves underneath here, see if we can get a move up here, see if we can get a little bit of a trade resolution here. As I said, the one time I really want to take the bullish engulfing or the bearish engulfing is directly off the ICT order block signal, because that's always the strongest and strongest indication that you have some buying coming into the market or selling coming into the market. Oh, man. Everybody I'm talking to in New York, because it's been raining so much, is just sneezing because of all the pollen in the trees. So I'm underneath here. This is my stop. See what we got on the targets here. See if I can actually expand this, maybe get a little bit of a bigger target. Good morning, everybody. Can I make videos about old trader Forex strategy like Paul Tudor Jones or Jim Simmons or Larry Williams strategy? That's a good idea. The next one I really want to make is actually the ICT order block and the dots, so that people can really understand intuitively exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. Man, these are just tiny moves. God, it's so so quiet. Not getting a lot of range expansion today. Everybody's we're fighting for 5 points in NASDAQ. And that's how sometimes it goes like that. Sometimes it just goes like that. Guys, I'll be right back. We'll watch this trade. I'll be right back. I just got to do one thing. And I'll be back in a second. Marsha? Marsha? Hi, how are you? All right, everybody's locked up. I put everything out. If you have a chance today, can you just clean the refrigerator? And so otherwise, everything's fine. Hi guys, I'm back and I see, man, that we had nothing. It's like everything is just like literally dead, right? I could walk away for 10 minutes and nothing is going on here. So we just patiently hang here, looking for our trades. Trying to see if we can make the run towards the session highs or whether this is just going to fail yet another. If you look at the price action over the last hour since we've been around, it's basically been this just very tight little wave of between 930 and 903 up and down, right? Just doing nothing much. Now I'm going to get out of this trade. This trade's been sitting here for 10 minutes doing nothing. Let's see if the markets wants to give us something better to work with. And now it's going to run, of course. Yeah. Ironically enough, the price action yesterday during the holiday was a lot more lively than the price action today. Shane, what'd you get stopped out on your short? We're long. It's a long dominant bias. It's just that there's nothing to do here. $922. We're probably gonna, you know what? We're gonna hold off on any new trades until the market opens, because we're clearly gonna get some, I think, some volatility on the open. It's been a couple of days. There's probably a lot of orders pent up for market on order buys and sells. So let's see how it goes. But had I been patient, we would have been break even. That's it. That's all we would have been. Just super, super quiet. I need a good name for the pause candle, the non-dot candle. Anybody want to suggest anything on your mind? Something that's memorable that we can all use? How quiet everything is. Man, this is. Yeah, good for you, Michael. You're a little bit more patient than I was. I just had like no patience, and now it's funny. Of course, the moment I give it up is the moment it runs. But this has been like a 10-minute trade. It's just hours for us. 5 minutes to the open. Starting to get a little bit of volatility, two-way price action against the London session highs. Where is Astrologer today? Astrologer, are you in the room, man? Super quiet today. I wonder if he's looking to. This is the bread and butter trade for Astrologer. He loves to short the against the highs, the session highs or the session lows. We're going to trade Asia tonight. Just a reminder, with our friends from Ola. I think might be actually pretty good. We're going to trade gold and NASDAQ on same structure. And today we're trading for our friends from Apex, who are still, I think, like, you're going to do it? Okay. Who are still, I think, like at 90% off. So be sure to get that discount. Calendar this week, actually. Here, let's take a look at the calendar. ADP tomorrow. And then Thursday, I think we have the only, here we go. We have the core PCE, which is going to be interesting to see just how much inflationary pressure there is. And also, the other two interesting things is personal income, which is, I think, the things that I think people are underestimating, despite how prices are high, but people are still making money. And I think the run in personal income is kind of offsetting or ameliorating some of the worst impulses of the inflationary pressure. But we'll see. All of that is going to be really showcased on Thursday. So we'll definitely trade Thursday. Oh, the other thing is I wanted to mention for those guys that part of my coaching and that want to attend my coaching. Look at this. We're almost um, mitigating the buy block here. So me getting out of this position was not the worst idea. Coaching this week is going to be Wednesday at I'm trying to figure out where I should do it. Maybe we'll do it Wednesday at 6 p.m. In order to I have my daughter has her school performance on Thursday, so I can't do it. You know, the jazz hands child I have to support. Yeah, the buy block gets totally mitigated, blown out. We are a minute away from a market open. This 9:30 got totally rejected. Hey, Scalper, how are you? Oh, look at this. I love these stories. I love these comeback stories. Chris was up, down 450, came back 75. How'd you do it, Chris? How did you do it? Tell me you did it by grinding it out, by just staying small, picking your spots on the scalp section, and doing a good job. All right, now we're in the sell territory. So bias, market open. So not chasing this move, but we'll definitely be, be short oriented at this point. And our stops will be like around these levels, above these levels. Oh, Michael, is your birthday tomorrow? Ah, good for you. My birthday is on Thursday. Hey, USA, good morning, good morning. All right, 9:29 and 44 seconds. Market going to be opening up. Whatever flush that was, it was basically a flush from the 930s to the 900s. God, man, it feels like a slow motion car chase here today. All right, market's popping up. New York session open. All the orders on the look at that move. Ba-boom. Through the London session highs. Mitigating the sell block, just destroying this, sell condition, reviving the buy condition, which is fine. We will we'll reorient ourselves to the buy side, assuming this the structure holds. Wow, what a flush. Look at that flush. Well, it actually looks much worse than it is. We hit the highs, came back to the lows. Wow, what a move. Now we're below a VWAP, and we have to kind of have a negative bias for the time being. All right, we're gonna play this game where we'll see if I get a chance. This is a really big candle. We're gonna assume that this is a pause candle. We're gonna take a negative move. We're gonna assume this is a pause candle. I'm gonna try and short this a little bit. Maybe we'll go to the 50 account, or maybe we'll go to the 61 account. 61 account. Let's do that. All right, what time we have? 17 seconds left. It's really going to be, it's not giving me a chance. You're not giving me a chance. All right, we short this. It's going right through me. Going right through me. Too much. But let's see. Let's have some fun. Let's see if this comes back down to me. Boom. And there we go. There we go. And we resolved it nicely. Could have resulted for more, but I was just, I was trying not to be a pig. Okay, here's a red dot. Again, see if this is going to be a pause candle. If this is a fresh red dot candle, we're not trading it. But if it's a pause candle, we'll come back and short it again. Yeah, astrology took a quick scalp, right? It did work. You just have to kind of get the timing right. All right, more sell dots. Honestly, geez, this market really doesn't know where it wants to go. First 5 minutes of the open. Let's see what kind of direction they want to establish. Low on the London session is 740. Big selling on the open. New sell block over here. So I think actually I missed that, the red dot sell, because I didn't realize the sell block just appeared. So we will wait now on this pause candle. Let's see if this pause candle gives us a chance to get in. I didn't get in. There we go. Now I got in. Come on, get me done. And now we got done. Nice. Okay. Another scalp. I didn't even get a chance to adjust the stops, but that was a quick scalp. Again, off the pause candle. All right, short that. And we're done again. Just clipping it. I'm not switching around because I don't have time to explain. But if you're looking at it, basically, it's a sell dominant condition. We're not selling the dots. We're selling the retrace candles. We're selling these candles because obviously, if you're in a retrace candle, you're getting a better price, and then you have a chance to come back to the lows of this dot candle and just make it happen. So 2 scalps, boom, boom, against this position. Now we'll just wait a little bit here, let it ascertain itself. Because what if we get a white dot followed by a retrace candle, we'll still get a nice turn. Or if this is all the selling there is, they're going to run it right through this level to 84, at which point the sell condition disappears. Anybody take those sell scalps with me? Give me a +1 if you guys did. Michael, astrologer, anybody? Miguel took some, yeah. Yeah, you have to wait till the candle closes. You got to let it, fully stay. I mean, even now, this is a pretty good level against this particular high over here. It's sort of like, here, let's give it a shot. Come on, there you go. There you go. See that? I know it's super fast, and I just don't have time to explain it. But basically, I'm coming in, coming back out to the bottom of that candle, collecting it. I could try to go for more, but this is very, it's very difficult to figure out if this is going to be a V-shaped bottom, and if it is, then you're basically going to be, just eating the trade all the way up to here. So I'll take the quick scalps back out. And now just, reassert myself. The bust of the sell condition comes in at around 82. So we are at 60. The sell box is busted, piercing right now. So no, we have literally no. We're below the VWAP, but just barely. No real direction right now. That is kind of pretty obvious with the wave price. It's very, very, very funky. Ben, in the simplest way possible to explain, instead of trying to sell the dot, right, which in this case actually would have worked, what we're doing is we are waiting for the non-dot candle to form and selling that, basically on the assumption that these are going to be retrace candles. They're going to end up at a higher place than the dot close, and you're going to be able to get those quick scalps to the downside. Okay, it's just a technique. We were still short. We're still taking our cues from the ICT box. Just instead of taking the momentum candle, we're waiting one extra or 2 candles to try to get effectively retrace prices. Yep, just taking out the VWAP. So now we're above VWAP, so we have positive bias. So now that we have positive bias, what does that mean? Again, same idea. This is going to be a non-dot candle. This actually, it is a dot, but if it's not a non-dot, if it's a non-dot candle, we could go long here with a stop underneath this dot. big dot breakaway. So, if you're just trading pure momentum, that's definitely working for you. Now comes the buy block. We're going to wait for the next non-dot candle to get long. And we don't have a chance. Taking out session highs on London just completely reversed this whole sell-off. All right, we're going to get long here. Stop should really be underneath here, but I'll have a smaller stop over here. And we get the recovery. I took a super small scalp, but it's kind of a jittery market. Could have taken more, but all right. Let me actually go back to was it the 48 account? Yeah, the 48 account. Let me work that account. Are you seeing, Ben? Do you see what I did there? Instead of chasing I waited for the pause candle, got in there, could have actually made a lot more money, but whipped out at the last second. You're up over $200. Work the pure momentum. You mean like just taking the dots? Is that what you're saying, astrologer? That works too. Like obviously the first hour of New York is probably the best hour for dots. But my argument is that as good as this hour is, we can probably do better risk adjusted returns by not chasing the dot, but by waiting for the pause candle to come in. Fresh session highs were busted through London Open. So all good on the all good as it should. They really want to gun it to the 30,000. You just so want to chase it. We're gonna wait. If it's just a series of dots, it is what it is. We'll just have to let it go. But you could tell they're really this is the area that everybody's gunning for. And then once they break through there, it's just it's going to run. I'm not going to break my rules and start chasing it right now. But if you're trading momentum, this is just pure up, 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 up. Second buy block, again, that's indicative of a strong uptrend, right? Strong trend conditions. All right, I'm in the trade. All right, take myself out because I can't find a really good risk control position. It's really, really far away. This is like a 60, 70 point risk control against me. So I have a small scalp win. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll pause, wait here. I think I'm going to wait until we clear the 30,000, just because this is one of those very much touch and go type of things where they can test it and then just turn it right back down against you. Or if they run through it, then you know it's going to be a continuity trade. So at this point, you're just too close to the demilitarized zone here to want to be comfortable trading. We should call it the pause candle. So it has a PC. I get it. So I can be PC once in my life. Yeah. I don't want to tell you what I just thought of as a substitute for the word pause, which definitely does not make it PC in my head. But okay, we'll call it the pause. The pause candle. $30K on the NQ, baby. All right, we're gonna just, as I said, I want to wait because they might just mitigate. By the way, if they mitigate, if they blow up this buy zone, you still have this other buy zone operating. So you're still buy biased. Don't don't switch sides yet unless we get a really serious sell side condition here. Ah, that's so cute. Pause candle. That's very cute. All right. Yeah, I'll show you my babies. Yeah, I'll show you. This is we're staying in bed Memorial Day weekend because it's raining in New York. These are my babies. 2 of them. I have another one. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Actually, do we have a setup here? No. Still operating under the buy condition. No setups. A trade that I absolutely take all the time, even though it's not quite, kosher, is okay. We're in a buy zone, or buy bias, and if I have a higher low, like a 1, 2, 3, a move here, I will very often want to be a buyer here. In this case, this trade actually would bust, mainly because obviously we're at this very, very key support resistance level, and everything is just turning down. So now we get interesting into the what I call the inverse engulfing. We have a sell condition. The next candle cannot be a red dot, and hopefully it doesn't come all the way down to the buy block. If it does, the whole buy bias gets blown to smithereens. But if we have a sort of a sell condition, next one more candle, we have to wait out, see how it's doing. If it can hold the lows, then we have a reasonable chance maybe for a buy side flip. And it is kind of flipping over. I see, so the idea here is, you're long here with a stop over here against this this position. Let's see if it plays out here. Okay, in. It's a big stop though. It's like, I don't like the stop here. It's really, really a big stop, but it is what it is. I chose to take it, so we're gonna stick to our structure. There we go. All right. Resolve could have gotten a little bit more, but I got a little spooked by the wide stop. So I took what I could get. And just grinding it out, right? Just grinding away. Now we're still pretty much at the session highs and holding. And now comes a really interesting conversation. Do we want to take this pause candle? Probably not. At this point, I think, how close are we to the 30s? About 20 points? Yeah. Let them break it. They're either going to break it or they're going to sell it down. We don't need to be the heroes. We don't need to be the first in the assault line. We can comfortably follow with the tanks afterwards, right? By the way, we're going to have, I'm going to get Kathy to give me some giveaway accounts tomorrow and Thursday. And here's the thing I'm going to do. Let's see how good you guys are at this. Let me see if I can do this. Couldn't paste the image being pasted. It was way too large. Really? Okay, how about this? Hold on. Let's see. I just want to see if I can do this. Where's my thing? How about this? Can I do this? Oops. about this. Sorry, I'm trying to be cute here because we're not going to be participating in this for a while. Okay. All right. So here's going to be the question for you guys. These two dogs share one common breed. If you can answer that question tomorrow, I'm going to give you whatever free accounts I have. I'll definitely have some DNA fundeds, I think, and might have some Apexes as well. So if you can figure it out, it is not a lab. It's really, it is, the question is hard. That's why I posed it. All right, we're going to take the doggies off because they're going to be distracting, but just give you an idea. All right, we're running to, where are we running? Where's our value here? At 97. We're almost at 30,000. I'm coming off the move here. DNA test is phony. Why you say that, English? Have you ever had a test on yourself? Are you actually English? Dog is a breed. All right, look at this, man. We're just stalling, right? It really feels like we're stalling. We are printing some dots. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's the, holy shit. There's the move. There's the move through the 30,000. All right. Now we can, you see that? That was like such an obvious stop run. I don't know if astrologer, if you took that move, that's a classic momentum run move. So now let's pause a little bit here. This now becomes the, the pause candle. The stop should be like right underneath here. Big moves here. So it's the typical run. I think I'm just gonna buy this just a little bit here and see if I can get out of it. Oh, there we go. Come on, get me out. There we go. Nice. So that was just a very quick scalp. Again, I'm operating under the general guidelines of what I want to do, but it's too fast to kind of explain slowly. The basic idea was we popped, we came all the way back down, right? We're obviously in a buy condition, really strong buy condition. This was a natural stop for this big move, to the 3,000. So when we dropped over here, I was like, oh, we're pretty close to our natural stop. This is a good risk reward ratio. I bought it and then it just popped right back up in literally 1 minute with about probably like a less than a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So it was pretty good. So yeah, we take out the 30. That's a big move. See how long this is going to last, but it definitely creates a very interesting dynamic. EMA, there's no EMAs on this chart. This is a VWAP, and this is an 8-period SMA. So, astrologer, you bought the 30,000 for that quick scalp up, and I bought the retrace basically for the quick recovery up. And now the smart thing is, and I know it's tempting to want to get long, and it's probably not a horrible idea, but you do risk a big profit-taking move here. Once you run the 30s, there's always going to be profit-taking. But what's interesting for our perspective is, can they hold the profit-taking ahead of the buy block? So they have selling here, and they start making higher lows ahead of this buy block. In other words, they can't penetrate this condition. then we have some relatively strong confidence that we can recover. The move goes back up. If they just bunker bust this buy block, then we still have a buy bias, but it's not going to be as easy a trade. You guys like the whole Iran war illusion here? I thought that was pretty smart. All right, let me switch accounts because I think all the accounts, I haven't done this. I haven't done the 50 account. We haven't traded that account. How much time do I have? 5 seconds. Join bid. All right, I'm in the trade. Let's see if I can get a move back up. So now I'm kind of front running, but the assumption here is that this is not going to make fresh lows. It's a big assumption. I could be wrong on this thing, but just worth a shot. Oh, it's the first siren I've heard all day long. Come on, come to Poppy. It was so close. I live in New York City. That's why you hear sirens every single stream we do. Come on, come on, come on! Fuck, hit me. I hate this. Okay, I'm out. I don't give a shit. This is one of those kind of things that can be a do or die. I will recalibrate once I get a better signal. This had to just pop. It didn't pop, or it just missed my pop. It's fine. Now come the sellers. Let's give it a little time to figure out if it wants to do some profit-taking digestion. Well, we actually traded this pretty well to our plan. We gutted it out. We took the reversal trades over here. We took the continuation trade over here, and now we can be a little bit patient. Good job, astrologer. Good job. Nice, nice steady structure. It's exactly what you need to do in order to be able to get the payouts. 18 seconds left. So this is going to be the natural stop condition here. We're going to try it again. All right. This is my stops. There we go. And see, I didn't make it on the first one because it really wasn't cooperating. I had the same, I had the same structural idea for a second one. I got out, reset, took it again. That's the essence of what we do as far as scalping. No trade matters. No 10 trades matter. What matters is the process and the structure. And, one of the things you see is that I'm super, super bad at holding my positions for much bigger profits than everybody else in the group. But at least the most important part, which is get out of the shitty positions, wait patiently for the good ones, really, really absolves a lot of bad sins, absolves you of a lot of bad sense. This was a classic. Like, I think you can actually see this on the charts here. In flat, in exit profit, right? Just a very, very good example of how you should be trading. Hope you guys like these new structures and new setups, because they're really, as I said to you, they're just very, very good from risk reward point of view. And you could do so much more with them than I do in terms of being able to milk those things. Because, coming in over here, as I said, you were basically, what is this? So 89, 81. This is like a 20-point move, right? I took like a whopping 6 of it. But you could have taken triple my profit if you had the patience to take it out. I do not speak German. I have a German Jewish name, but actually it's not my real last name. I was born in Russia. My American stepdad adopted me legally, and his name was Schlossberg. That's not my original name. But yeah, I always feel like I need a Von in front of it, because I've always been, everybody thought that, I acted like an aristocrat. So I need a Von. I'd love to speak German, by the way. I was in Austria like 2 summers ago. I loved it so much. And I actually started reading German off the billboards and starting to understand a little bit of it. I think it's very, very cool. The next trip that I got to go is going to have to be to, my wife goes to Munich every year, and I never get a chance to go. So I got to go to Germany. Yeah, honestly, so astrologer, I'll tell you what, I kind of have two, probably not nearly as strong as you do, when I'm trading off screen, right? When I'm trading on screen, and I don't want people to, I want people to just get the idea of the structure, and there are people who are new and they just need to understand, where the entry, where the exit is. I don't want them to, I pull my trigger way too short when I'm on screen most of the time. Oh, so here we go. Let's take a look at the setups now. So we've cleared 30,000, very, very shallow retrace. By the way, look how good my structure caught the retrace, right? Look how, this is a really great time. So the 30,000 breaks, you have the red dot followed by the non-dot. The non-dot, no dot, that creates the natural stop for us. Entry over here, boom, great reversal, right? Great reversal. Now we're getting a secondary sell wave, and this one may be a little bit more severe and may actually bust the buy condition. But let's see. Let's see it. See if there's anything new in the news headlines. Oh, consumer confidence. See, explain this to me, guys. How is the University of Michigan at like 48 and US CB consumer confidence at 93? It's because people don't fucking know what they want, how to answer questions, or where they really are, right? It's a vibe answer. And because when everything is a vibe, nothing is real. Oh, that's interesting. Why is Trump going to Camp David? Oh, cabinet meeting. Just fucking nuke them, please. Jesus. I'm kidding, guys. I really am kidding. I don't want anybody to think I'm serious. I'm just frustrated with this whole thing. All right, we kind of died. Trump had his annual med checkup today. Oktoberfest, yeah, baby. She's there like for Oktoberfest every year because she goes to this hedge fund conference in Cyprus. And then on the way back from Cyprus, which God forbid, like what a fun place that is. Then she stops off at Munich like right around Oktoberfest and has a good time there. Who's German in the room? Any Germans in the room right now? That's it, boys. That's it. Michael trading 2 micros. That's it, baby. Remember, small is big in our world, right? Small is big. The question isn't who is bigger. The question is who is smaller. Nothing wrong with that, baby. God, there's this really, really funny Finnish comedian. I forgot his name. He has like he's tiny. He's like 5'8", 5'4", and like he has like this whole bit about small dick energy. It's just like the funniest thing in the world. All right, look at this. We are fresh session highs, looking good. Now we're going to look for the pause candle. $44 seconds left. Natural stop will be right underneath here. Just, the candle right below the dot. All right, in the trade. See if we can get a pop back up. There we go. There we go. It's my pause patrol trade. That's what it is. We'll make it pause patrol trade. It's the pause patrol trade. Going back to the time when my kids were like 3 or 4. It's the pause patrol trade. Here we go. You know what I need to do? This is it. I think I know what I'm going to do here. Every time we make this trade, here's what we're going to do. That's perfect. Where is he? Oops. Hold on. It's the pause patrol trade. That's what it is, guys. As our pause patrol trade. Making bank. Are we liking that? Oh, you mean like a Michael? You're doing a what is that called? A trailing stop loss, right? You're doing a trailing stop loss. So basically, you're just kind of trailing yourself to profit, locking in profit. That's a good idea. All right, I'm happy with my titling today. And by the way, of course, could have done more, but that's awesome. That's very good. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that with well charts very nicely. So I think I managed to get everything green. Let me just double check, and I'll tell you. Let me just double check. Yep. Here's the whole portfolio, nice and green. Not a lot, I didn't do a lot of trading. I remember one of the accounts was really, really down. We were basically down 150 that I had to come back from because I screwed up a few of the initial trades. But hey, I'll take it. It's a nice clean day. There's still tons of trades to make. And now that you got the pause control trade in your arsenal, it's just you're going to print money all day long with it. So the day is just starting as far as profits go for anybody who wants to make them. Do I have a +1 on pause patrol? It's PC. It's acceptable. It's cute. What do we think? It's a play on words that's very, very innocent. What do we think? Children friendly, as opposed to everything else in this chat. Look at these moves, baby. Once we took out session highs, now it's just off to the races. I still don't. I guess whatever. I've long ago stopped. I've literally stopped trying to fundamentally handicap anything at this point. Because clearly my fundamental, like yesterday, I thought we were going to fill the gap, and we just had a complete runaway move. So thank God I don't trade my opinion. I just trade my setup. And that I think is like the biggest takeaway from all the scalping. As you can see, I have 1,000 opinions, and none of them matter. But the setups do, and that's the key thing, right? Hope you guys had a great first date today with me. As I did. Everybody trading small. I really like the fact that everybody's trading small. And I like that you guys are just putting up triple-digit numbers on tiny little. It's exactly how you do it, right? It's exactly how you do it. I don't want to rag on Whelan because, he's his own thing. But the more I thought about what Whelan did last week, and I actually watched that stream. I watched the stream where he would just take max size bloated accounts, take max size bloated accounts, max size bloated accounts. And I thought to myself, like, why would you, like, what is there to follow? The whole strategy is bet a bunch, have a hunch, bet a bunch, get lucky on 1 out of 1,000, and then claim that you're a winner. He doesn't pay for a single account that he blows. I pay for all of mine, even though I could have free accounts because I want to be in your shoes, and I pay for every one of them. And I'm like, that was $10,000 of idiots who are watching him blowing their accounts in an hour. It befuddles me why he's popular. If you want to burn your money, I'm happy to take. I'm just happy to take your money and give it to me if you want to be that stupid. But anyways, the more I thought about it, because there literally was no rhyme or reason. It was just like, oh, if they're going down, let me sell it. They're going up, let me buy it. Like there was just zero structure to that incredibly tilty session that he did. So I thought it was interesting. Anyways, guys, moved up from the degenerate trading. Right now, we're still degen trade, but we degen trade responsibly. That's it. We're responsible degens. Anyways, I just thought that was ridiculous. That was just really, really fucking ridiculous. If you watch that live stream, you're like, this is fucking idiotic. and it's okay. We all get idiotic once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, but to get idiotic 50 times, 50 fucking times in a matter of an hour and a half, that's, you're having a serious problem. Oh shit, guys, I missed all these good trades while I'm yapping. This was a great trade. This was a pause patrol trade. Maybe this one is a little bit too. It just keeps crawling. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much. What a fun way to start the day, start the week. We are 3 hours tomorrow and 3 hours Thursday. Thursday especially because we're gonna run the PC against some news trades if we can. Okay. Thank you guys. Hope you really, really had a good day. The ICT webpage is pinned to the chat. If you want to know the rules, just simply bookmark. You can bookmark that page. It's public and publishable. And let me do one other thing, which is let me put out. Excuse me. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Oh God. I could not end with the stream without my allergies. Let me put out the Apex link, guys. So of course, load up on the Apexes. We're gonna do some news straddles this week as the week progresses. Thanks again. Let's keep it green. Let's keep it real. I'll see you guys tonight for Ola, and I'll see everybody tomorrow for regular trade. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.